You're not on trial for being a dwarf. Oh, yes, I am. And I've been on trial for that my entire life. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Entertainment. We've got the trial of Tyrion Lannister. But what is he truly on trial for? Is he on trial for the death of Joffrey? Or is he on trial because Tywin Lannister, his father, has pretty much just hated him his entire life and now sees the chance to finally get rid? Welcome back, guys, to the channel. It's time to review Season 4, Episode 6 of Game of Thrones. We said previously that, Season 4, it's been okay, but it's not been this great season that we heard about. It's not been this great season that's been reviewed and talked and hyped up as like one of the greatest seasons of television history. But I tell you what, this episode, I will hype it up because it certainly was the best we've seen so far. Especially like the final, I want to say 20 odd minutes, or the last half, the last part of the episode, which felt like it was just entirely devoted to the Tyrion trial. And it was the best I think we've seen Game of Thrones be in a very long time.
No, I totally agree, man. Well, what the problem is with Game of Thrones is, like we said in our previous review, you just get too many jobbers in it. And even in this episode, as great as the last 25 minutes is, how much better would this episode have just benefited for being his trial?
Yeah, I would have no complaints if they gave us a full 45-minute, 50-minute Tyrion trial episode. Of course, we don't get that. And listen, Game of Thrones, I think it's got some great characters. I think it's got some great dialogue. But it's not great consistently. It's not great all the time. Because you go from Tyrion and you go from Tywin and Cersei and Jaime Lannister. Like, see when you go from scenes involving those characters and then you go to scenes with like Bran Stark. It's shit.
It is. I can't stand Bran Stark. And the people he's with, it's just the same old shit every episode.
And then Daenerys,
this and that.
Daenerys with her fascination being fixated on rescuing slaves. It's just all that stuff's crap. It's like from day one, to me, King's Landing's always been the best place. I think that King's Landing has always been the scenes that I've looked forward to the most. I think it's had the best characters. I think it's had the best interactions, the best dialogue. If anything's going to happen that I enjoy, it's more likely to happen at King's Landing.
Totally agree. Winterfell is always good. What do you call the big creepy guy where Robb Stark died and his mum died? That place is pretty good. What do you call him?
Oh, him, I don't know.
It's not the wall, but it was like the big location. The big location. I fucking know. What is that, guys? Walder Frey.
Walder Frey.
The Freys. I like that location. I feel like anytime we went there, something big always happened. But see, like, oh, we're in Braavos. She's releasing the slaves for Braavos. Oh, we're at Craster's. Get the Marine. It's a bunch of nobodies, man. Also, we got to see the Iron Bank this episode, which we talked about a lot last episode. It's like, here, Tywin's hyping this place up. Let's actually get to see it. And we did.
Yeah, so in Braavos, Stannis and Davos, they go to the Iron Bank. They take note of how many ships they've got, how many soldiers they've got, and basically the Iron Bank tell Stannis, I won't be giving you any gold, won't be giving you any money. You're not going to win this war. But then Davos stands up and he's like, this man's got integrity, and this man is, he's a loyal man. He's a man of word. Look at what he done to me. He's harsh but fair, and he tells them, look, this Stannis, he's in his prime. If you're going to back Tywin Lannister, then what are you going to do when he dies? I mean, he's 67, the King's Landing, the kingdom is going to get run by, a child that doesn't know what he's doing, essentially. So, yeah, Stannis put over by Davos, and, I mean, at this point, maybe it looks like they're going to actually help out Stannis and fund his little campaign to be king.
No, see Stannis here. Davos put him over big time. He could have just tucked his tail between his legs and went, I'm sorry, Stannis, we tried. But he's like, no, this guy, you want this guy. And it's a valid point though about Tywin. As great as Tywin is, won't last forever. Look at the state. You feel like when Tywin makes a promise, he will make it, which we'll get into later on. I am not convinced we like Cersei or Tommen, they're going to be like to the Iron Bank, yeah, we'll pay all the money back, and it's all going to happen. The Iron Bank must be worried.
Well, I mean, the way they give out money, you wouldn't think so, but is that money ever going to get paid back? Don't necessarily know. Right, at the Dreadfort, Yara Greyjoy assembles some troops and they launch an assault trying to get her brother back, Theon, who doesn't even recognise himself anymore. He's just simply going by the name of Reek. They break in, kill a few soldiers. She tries to get him out of the cage, but I mean, I think you called it before it happened. Stockholm Syndrome. And he just doesn't want to leave. He thinks that he's Reek. Oh, I can't go with you. I'm Reek. And that's pretty much it. He refuses to go, and if he just left, they probably could have got out of there without being spotted, but that didn't happen. Ramsay comes down with some of his soldiers. They get into a big fight.
Let's fucking fight then.
He's about to release his big massive hounds, so Yara decides, I need to get the fuck out of here. And I mean, that is pretty much it. She decides to leave. The soldiers say, where's Theon? And she says her brother's dead.
Yeah, I mean, he essentially is dead though, man. He thinks he's Reek, and you know what, Ramsay's a bastard, right? Literally he's a bastard, but he's an evil bastard. Then he tells him at the end, I want you to play someone you're not. Theon Greyjoy. How fucking sick and demented and twisted's that?
He allows him to take a bath though, so yeah.
Oh, it's all worth it then. Yeah, get that shampoo on you there. But yeah, I thought this scene was good, but it felt like it should have happened almost ages ago.
Yeah, I mean, maybe, probably, who knows, right? We go to Marine, and you've just got Daenerys listening to claims. Oh, can you help me with this? Oh, your dragon killed my goats. I'll pay you 3 times their worth. Just shite, man.
That is claim 3 out of 214. Next.
Yeah, some guy comes in. He wants to bury his father. His father was one of the I don't know the correct term for them. Not kings, but one of the great, I think,
slave masters.
Yeah, one of the slave masters that she decided to kill, like one of the 200. He claims though his father fought against being a slave master, but the others outfought him, and he wasn't really to blame for the crucifixion of 163 children. In the end, Daenerys allows him to cut his father down and give him a proper burial, but I mean, who gives a shit, seriously?
It's just crap.
She stayed behind to do this. This is more exciting than marching towards King's Landing, apparently.
Yeah. Yo, why can't this be alluded to that she's done it? I know you could say, well, they didn't go through 214 of them. They just went through about 3 or 4. Why couldn't she have been... Why I've seen episode 5. Why couldn't this have been alluded to? Right, we're going to deal with these people's claims. And then we don't get to see this. Because this does nothing. This does nothing for me. Seeing her sit there, man, on her high horse, with Barrister Selmy and Mormont standing beside her. And then, like, at the start of the episode, oh, look, the dragon killed a bunch of goats. Am I supposed to care? Am I honestly supposed to care about a dragon killing a couple of goats? To me, we're well beyond that.
Just filler. You could have got rid of this and dedicated an extra, like, 5-6 minutes to the Tyrion trial. Like, why wouldn't you do that? Who thought this was better than the Tyrion? Nobody. Absolutely nobody. So I'm not going to waste any more time talking about it. Thought it was really shit. Right, we go to King's Landing, and this is pretty much where all the best stuff happened this episode. So first of all, we get a meeting at the small council. Before Tyrion's trial begins, Lord Varys informs Tywin that the Hound has been spotted in the Riverlands, and that some of his last words were, "Fuck the king."
Yeah, it was funny though. And then Tywin's like, how many gold coins we need to put on this guy's head to make it worth it? The guy's like, 10. He's like, no, make it 100.
Yeah,
no, and I think Tywin is a guy of integrity because he fucking stood up for Sebastian Selmy here.
No, he did.
He went here. This guy was fucking great, and no harm happened to him on his watch, and he threw him aside like some fucking diddy man.
Yeah, he basically said to Cersei, we shouldn't have done this. We offended Selmy, and he's taking it bad. He's now teaming up with Daenerys, and removing him from the Kingsguard was like the worst thing that we've done. And yeah, I mean, Cersei can say he was weak, he couldn't protect Joffrey, but Tywin reminds her that Joffrey didn't die on Selmy Barrison's watch.
Yeah, see, he's weak, he couldn't protect Joffrey. Yeah, who did then? No one did.
Yeah, we find out that it's going to be Tywin, Prince Oberyn Martell, and Lord Mace Tyrell who are going to be the judges for this trial. So I don't think that helps Tyrion at all, because I believe that Tywin's going to find them guilty no matter what evidence is on display. And because the Tyrells and the Lannisters are creating a pact and they're working together, Lord Mace Tyrell, he's not going to go against the wishes of Tywin. So, I mean, at this point, I think that Tyrion, doesn't really matter how his court case or how his trial turns out, he's fucked. 2-1 minimum votes are going against him.
Yeah, and Prince Oberyn, he's in there, but I mean, I don't think it doesn't need to be 3-0, does it?
No, it's the majority, I believe. So.
Yeah, so it's kind of he's just in there for sure. Look, we are a wee bit impartial, but I really enjoyed the scene between Jaime and Tyrion Lannister, because Jaime basically just, well, I like the scene between those two, and I like the scene between Jaime and Tywin, but he's right, he's pleading to get his brother off here, and it's a hard thing for Tyrion to sit there and just take all this lies off everybody. You can clearly see it's been manipulated. Pretty much everybody that stood up in that stand was fucking bullshit.
Yeah,
but some things were true.
Yeah, Sir Merwin Trant, Grandmaster Pycelles, Cersei, Fairies, they all give their testimony back in the accusations against Tyrion. And I thought Fairies and Tyrion were friends, but I guess there is no friends in Game of Thrones, like, really.
No, there ain't. Especially that Fairies guy, he's a wee bit shady, but he did. When Tyrion asked him about the thing he said to him, he's like, yeah, you did say that. You did. Just said he wouldn't be standing without you. Blackwater, the Battle of Blackwater, but...
Yeah, at recess then, Jaime asked Tywin to spare Tyrion, and he says that he will break his oath to the Kingsguard. He will return to Casterly Rock to be the heir of Tywin, because Jaime is pretty much pointing out here, if Tyrion dies and your name dies, who's going to lead us into future battles? Lancel Lannister or some other Lannister I've never heard of? And at this moment, Tywin's like, done, deal, okay, that's it. He can live. He can say that he's guilty, and he will be sent to the wall to live out the rest of his days. And Jaime, at this point, I don't know, he could have made a better deal. Rather than just say that he's going to break his oath and that he will go to Casterly Rock to be the heir of Tywin, I think that Jaime should have negotiated something better here. How about negotiate a not guilty verdict?
I think he was actually just flabbergasted by the fact Tywin accepted it straight away, but Tywin accepted it and then just bent the rules, changed them, rewrote them, flung the script out, and Jaime's kind of just sitting there like, holy shit. I mean, honestly, I don't know how this ends, but because obviously, especially what happens next, but imagine if King's Landing lost Tyrion to the wall and Jaime Lannister went back to Casterly Rock. It'd be a bit shit, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it wouldn't be great. I mean, the star power at King's Landing would just diminish pretty much straight away. Jaime speaks to Tyrion then, tells him that he's got to trust him and that he will be alive. He will make it out of here. He can go and join the Night's Watch, but Tyrion remembers that there was an offer made to Eddard Stark and that didn't really turn out too well. But Jaime says that, listen, Tywin is not Joffrey, and his father will keep his word. And I believe that. I do think that Tywin would keep his word, will keep his word. I think Tywin is a man of his word.
No, he absolutely is. There's one thing if he's not. He is a man of his word, and we've seen that over. That is why the Iron Banks are trusting this guy with billions of coins.
Yeah.
And Lannister always pays his
debts. Right, they return to the trial, and the next witness is Shae. Shae comes in, and we thought she was gone. We thought she got shipped out of King's Landing, but she's back, and she pretty much puts the final nail in the coffin for Tyrion, claiming that he was planning on killing Joffrey, and that he was desperate to sleep with Sansa, which he wasn't, and that he offered to kill Joffrey for Sansa if she allowed him into her bed. And I mean, I guess it makes sense. It sounds like it was true. All sounds plausible.
No,
it's all bullshit, like, but it sounds plausible.
Yeah, but Cersei knows how to bend the truth, and it's unfortunate for Tyrion because he loved her, and she's like, I was just some whore, and that's kind of his last words to her. So
yeah, so
betrayal here, but I kind of understand.
Yeah, but you know what? Tyrion was saying that to her to get her to leave. You know, it's not like he meant it, but
maybe she took it thick,
or maybe she's been manipulated. Maybe she's been offered something better. I don't know. It's fuck me. How many coins has she been offered to come up and give this statement against Tyrion? Don't exactly know. But then Tyrion just seems to lose the plot here. He's enraged, and He says he wishes to confess, but not for killing Joffrey. He wants to confess for being a dwarf. He's guilty of being a dwarf, and that's the crime that he's been committing against his father his entire life.
You're not on trial for being a dwarf, you half-wit.
Yeah, I've been on trial my entire life. Then Tywin wants Tyrion to say something in his defense, and he says that Joffrey basically was a piece of shit, and that he wished he had killed Joffrey, and that he was glad to see that vicious bastard die, and that his death gave him more relief than 1,000 lying whores, and pretty much just condemned everyone here and saying that he should have let everyone die at Blackwater when Stannis was storming the castle, when he was storming King's Landing, and at this point he gets taken away. But before we get a guilty or a not guilty verdict, he says he's not going to get a fair trial, so he demands a trial by combat. And that's how the episode ends. So he's going to let the judges decide his fate, but of course he will need someone to fight for him. Who's that someone going to be? Not entirely sure. Will it be Jaime Lannister with his one hand? Doubtful.
I'm looking at Prince Oberyn here.
Will it be Bran? Doubtful.
Bran Stark. Imagine it was him.
I don't know. I mean, Bronn. Bronn. Sorry, Bronn. Fucking.
That's why Locke went to get him.
I mean, if it's Bran Stark, you may as well just kill Tyrion now, for God's sake. But yeah, we're getting a trial by combat.
What do you think would have happened though we didn't get a trial by combat? I mean, he pretty much admitted here, I didn't kill him, but I fucking wish I did. I mean, that's pretty much as close to not guilty as you can get.
Yeah, but you know what? I just don't think that deal that Jaime made was that good, because I would argue, right, that see who Tyrion Lannister is, see the fact he's a Lannister, and the Lannisters are hated, and the fact he's a fucking dwarf, and once you go to the Night's Watch, the Wall, you lose all your titles, you lose I think going to the Watch may as well be a death sentence for Tyrion.
Did he not go to the Wall previously? No, I know he wasn't legit.
Yeah, but he was there as Tyrion Lannister.
True.
He had Bronn watching his fucking back. If he goes to the Wall this time, he's going without his coins. He's going without any sort of power. He's going without the Lannister name. He'd be Tyrion Black.
Yeah, but he's trying to keep his
Tyrion Snow or whatever.
He's trying to keep his brother alive. That's what he's doing at the end of the day. But see, this trial by combat to get out of jail free card, isn't it?
Especially if you can get someone good to fight for you, like.
And who's he going to get? And who's? Well, I mean, I think Tywin's going to use the Mountain. I mean, I think that would be the safe bet now.
I doubt he's going to use his son. I doubt he's going to use Jaime.
Absolutely.
Nah, so. I doubt Jaime would fight against. I doubt Jaime would fight to try and cement his brother's death either. So that wouldn't make any fucking sense. But yeah, listen. I think this trial is up there for some of the best scenes that Game of Thrones ever produced. But unfortunately, you know, we had some stuff that we did. Although, like, I don't think this episode had all that complete filler shit that we dislike. It was just basically the Daenerys stuff. Yeah. I thought the stuff with Reek and Ramsay was no bad, and I liked the Iron Bank at the beginning. I'll give this episode an 8.
I'll get a 9 out of 10.
8.5 then. Honestly though, I think if this was just... See if this episode was dedicated to a trial, I think we could have been looking at a 10.
Could have been looking at a 10. Yeah, I mean, I've not really heard this episode get spoken about because I've not really looked into spoilers, but I'm willing to bet this episode and that scene is talked about probably as like one of the greatest TV scenes of all time, and rightfully so. Peter Dinklage, he can act.
He can act, buddy, and if you like his acting, then here, check out our Dexter Resurrection reviews, because we've got a lot to talk about him on that. So anyway, guys, that's it. We'll catch you in the next one. Till then, peace.